Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. So I'm pretty sure you'll have heard on the news regarding PlayStation 5 next installment of the first-party games like Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Forbidden West, and God of War Ragnarok. They're all going to be also coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro as well. Now, is this a bad thing or is this a good thing? Well, it's a double-edged sword. It depends on who you ask. It's really kind of split 50-50. When I look at this news and when I heard about this news, I was a bit sad because I have a PlayStation 5 and I'm like, hey, this is the reason why I bought the PlayStation 5, to play the Ragnarok, to play Forbidden West, to play, Gran Turismo 7. But looks like those of you who didn't get a chance to purchase a PlayStation 5 will be able to play Gran Turismo 7, Ragnarok, and Forbidden West. Now, is this a positive or is this a negative? Now, I think overall this is a positive decision that was made by Herman Holst. And I know that I've been kind of critical on Herman Holst, but you guys know who he is, right? He's the head of Sony's PlayStation studios and video game studios. And he's the one that broke this news pretty much, that will have cross-gen games, future PlayStation 5 games, be also part of PlayStation 4 family. This is a good news for millions of other people out there who still don't have a PlayStation 5. You have to remember there's a lot of people out there who don't have a PlayStation 5. And now with this news, this is good news for them. They're like, okay, so I'm not missing out on anything. I still have my PlayStation 4 Pro. I can still play Ragnarok. I can still play God of War. I can still play a Gran Turismo 7. That's all fine and dandy, right? But what about us who bought the PlayStation 5? Us who spend hard-earned cash buying it from StockX, because it's expensive to buy this. You still have to buy it from a reseller. You have to pay triple the amount. You have to pay extra $400 on top of the original price, like $850 just to buy PS5 from StockX. So this is a good news for majority of people out there who don't have a PS5, but it's a bad news for us in a sense that, hey, I thought the next generation means next generation. I thought this was a next generation console. So then what was the point of me, jumping in and buying this PS5 super expensive console if I can play these games on PS4 Pro, and some of them are coming to the PC, right? It's not bad enough that you'll be able to play these next generation games on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure a year from now, 2 years from now, you'll be able to play them on the PC as well. And there's already, Horizon Zero Dawn, Death Stranding, Days Gone, and I heard the God of War's coming out as well on the PC. So there's already, hefty amount of PlayStation games on the PC. Not to mention the MLB The Show also being part of Xbox Game Pass. Let's not forget that. It's part of the Xbox Game Pass. So Sony really has, in my opinion, Sony has shoot himself in the foot, and they lost the momentum. And this is all because of Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan is like bipolar individual. He kind of reminds me of me. because I sometimes do that. I shoot myself in the foot. I say one thing and then I do the other. And right, ironically, I criticize him, but sometimes I do the same thing. Phil Harrison does the same thing. He promised this, and that for the Stadia, and then we find out later on none of these features were available. Then we find out he shut down the first-party Stadia games, right? Here's how I feel. I just feel like an idiot that I've purchased PlayStation 5. Now, there's some benefits. DualSense controller. Ragnarok will run faster, look better, will feel better on the DualSense controller. There won't be any loading time versus PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro. So you're going to be getting a low-end quality experience. The PlayStation 5 owners will be getting a high-end quality. But we cannot call PlayStation 5 and next generation if we gonna have that upgrade, because that's what it is. PlayStation 5, it's exactly what I said it was going to be, an upgrade. It turned out to be an upgrade. It's really an upgrade. All you're doing is you're upgrading from PlayStation 4 to PS5 just so you can run PlayStation 4 games better on the PS5. It's an upgrade. It's really it's not a next generation, really, guys. If you really look like realistically, PlayStation 5, it's really not a next generation. I know what next generation felt like when I purchased the PlayStation 2. That felt like a next generation coming in from PlayStation 1. I know what it felt like buying a PlayStation 3, playing Metal Gear, Guns of the Patriots. Felt like a real, experience, a new next generation experience. Switching from the original Xbox to 360 felt like the next generation experience. This really doesn't feel like a next generation. And I feel like an idiot, to be honest with you guys. I really feel like an idiot that I have purchased PlayStation 5. And I don't regret purchasing Series X, because Series X, has a Game Pass, runs better, 120 FPS, 4K across the board, native 4K across the board, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. So I don't feel bad purchasing Series X. But the PS5, we were promised that this is the next generation, the next cutting edge technology, blah, 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 right? All of this was promised to us, and, wow, we got played, But that's my opinion. But overall, I think I understand why Sony is doing this. Okay? I understand why they're doing this. But what I don't understand is, why did they have to lie to us? They could have been honest. That they could have said, listen, guys, PlayStation 5, due to this COVID-19 situation, due to this past year of insanity that we had to go through, and all other events that are happening in the world, PlayStation 5, it's going to be a very different kind of next generation. We're taking a different approach with Sony. Okay? This will be a different type of Sony console. They should have told us the truth. They should have been... Listen, man. People will not be so much upset if you're being honest with them. I mean, sure, they'll still disagree with the decision, but I think you'll take less of a heat if you are just being frank with people and tell them, hey, Otherwise, I wouldn't purchase a PlayStation 5. Like, hey, dude, I don't care about the DualSense. I don't care about that, fast loading time. Dude, I can still play it on a PlayStation 4 Pro. It's still 4K. It's still HDR. I don't care if it's checkerboard, right? I don't care. And save myself money, invest into buying RTX 3080 or 3090, buy myself a kick-ass graphics card, right? Invest money into a PC. But again, you see how easy it is to manipulate, how easy it is to lie to people. And people buy it every single time. They buy right into it every single time. If PlayStation 6 was announced tomorrow, I guarantee you, all of these fanboys would come out of the woodwork and they would get excited. It's so easy to get people like sheeps, like a herds of sheeps. It's so easy. And even I bought into it. Like, oh man, this gotta be the next thing, the next big thing, right? And then I have it now, and it's okay. It's really nothing special. For those of you who don't have a PlayStation 5, listen to me. Nothing special. Okay? You're not missing out on anything. You're really not missing out. You're not missing out. Save your money. Listen, save your money. Save that money for the 3080 or 3090 RTX graphics card. You really are not missing out. Honestly. And I now have PS5, 2 of them. I might sell one of them. I don't know. I might sell both. I might sell both of them. I don't know, dude. I really don't know, man, what I'm gonna do. I'll just probably sell one and keep the other one. I don't need two. So anyway, let me read this article from a VGC, and this is by Andy Robinson. Last year, PlayStation architect Mark Cerny held a lengthy PS5 tech talk in which he explained why accommodating last generation hard drives can sabotage the game that developers trying to create. And that's exactly why many users are disappointed by the news that Sony upcoming blockbusters will target the cross-gen. So basically what Mark Cerny is saying is these games like Gran Turismo 7 and Ragnarok and Forbidden West are intended for PlayStation 5. Their engines are solely created to run the best on the PlayStation 5 architecture, which is the RDNA, not a real RDNA 2 architecture, but it's a based RDNA 2 architecture. It's basically it's intended to run the best on the PlayStation 5, including the DualSense controller, haptic feedback, and all that extra jazz that the PlayStation 5 has. So now Mark Cerny is like, well, wait a minute, what are we doing here? So are you trying to tell me that we're going to release a next generation title on the last gen? So that defeats the purpose of what our vision is for the video game. People are going to still bitch and moan about it like they bitched and moaned about here's a good example, Cyberpunk. Like Cyberpunk was not ready. See, this is exactly what happened. Cyberpunk was intended for the next generation hardware. It was really intended, and it was not finished. It was rushed, and due to it being not finished, and due to it being rushed during the holidays, it was simply unplayable on PlayStation 4. Simply unplayable on PlayStation 4. And people started refunding it, you know. So what Mark Cerny is saying pretty much, like, hey, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? You know, the last generation should be a last generation. The next generation should be a next generation. And these games are designed to run the best on next generation. Why are we all of a sudden doing this? And then people are going to say, hey, you know what, man? I don't even care about the PlayStation 5. If I can still play these games on the PS4. I don't care that the graphics will be downgraded. I don't care that I have to wait for loading time a little bit. I don't care. I can still purchase these games for a cheaper price for $60 instead of $70. I can still play these games. So I'll just stick with my PlayStation 4 Pro. And he's right. So you cannot call, I agree with Mark Cerny, you cannot call a PlayStation 5 a next generation console if you're gonna have your so-called next generation games, exclusive games, first party exclusive games on the PlayStation 4. That would be like, here, let's put it this way. That would be like Guns of the Patriots, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, that's exclusively designed in mind with PlayStation 3 hardware being released on PlayStation 2. It would defeat the purpose of what the vision Hideo Kojima had in mind with the PlayStation 3. It would make no sense to do that. And that's how I feel about this decision. Again, this might be a good news for some of you who, well, a lot of you, excuse me, I take that back. A lot of you who still can't purchase PS5. This will be a great news for you because you're not going to be able to purchase a PS5, walk into a retailer store till like October 2022 next year. Maybe October 2022 next year. And so this could be a good news for you. But it's really a bad news for us who have, spent a lot of hard-earned cash on this console. Because we were promised that this is going to be a next generation, and these next generation titles are exclusive to the PlayStation 5, meaning you have to buy a PlayStation 5 to play this game or to play these games. And they're going to run the best on that system. So it's a double-edged sword. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I don't want to butcher this video any longer than it needs to be. It's already been, 17 minutes. I'm sure you can read these articles. They're everywhere. Everyone's talking about this. But I just feel that this is a sad news for the PlayStation 5 owners like myself, because it really defeats the purpose of having this console. If I can just go ahead and my PS4 Pro is right here, dude. If I can just go ahead and play it on my PS4 Pro, it just defeats the purpose. So let me know what you guys think. Give me your opinions, give me your thoughts on it. I just feel a bit sad because I did spend a lot of money on these consoles, man. They're not cheap. Because you're still buying them from a reseller, okay? And then you're like, dude, I just wasted almost $2,000, and I could have used that $2,000, purchased myself an Alienware 3080 PC. No, really, I could have purchased a 3080 Alienware, which would have been worth it much more to me personally. I feel like an idiot, So I don't know. I'll probably end up selling one of the consoles, get some money, and then maybe invest into a 3080 or 3090. If I can buy a 3080, man, RTX 3080, I'll be more than happy, dude. With a 3080, believe me, I'll be able to run a lot of games at the very good settings, So, I just feel sad, man. I feel disappointed, and I feel sad. But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on this? I know it's going to be a controversial, it's going to be split 50-50. Some people are going to agree, some people are going to disagree, but that's okay. That's why we're going to have this debate, and you guys can leave a comments down below, and I'm going to check them out, and I'll look into them. So let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching, and then I'll catch you soon. Take care.